name's Taffy, and today I'm going to talk about what I have in my flare-up box. A flare-up box is what's often referred to as a box of necessities that people who suffer with chronic illnesses have by the side of their bed or nearby that they can grab when they are suddenly in flare-up. So that means that their pain or their condition is extremely worsened and they're in a position where they can't walk very far to get things, their energy is limited, sometimes their pain stops them from doing very little at all. So I'm going to go through some of the things that I have in my flare-up box, which I always keep by the side of my bed, ready for any day that I wake up, just in case that's going to be a day where I can't get out of bed, so I need everything to hand. So starting with the most important thing, water. I keep massive bottles of water. I have 2 of these by the side of my bed because I could be stuck in bed for maybe 2 to 3 days at a time, and I need to make sure I'm having lots of water and I don't have to keep going back and forwards to the sink to top up. I do tend to have a big bottle and then I have a small bottle which I transfer in because I find it easier to drink from. So I have my 2 water bottles, my big one to store and obviously this one to drink out of. The next one is probably completely obvious. It's a little bag full of all your medication bits. So this is just a sample size of things I possibly need for the week. I do keep all of my medication in my bedside drawer, transfer over to this bag just so it's nice and compact so I don't have to go through several boxes, just pull out the ones that I know I need. So that's my medicine bag. I do need a new one, it's very dirty and tatty, apologies about that. My morphine, oral morphine, I do keep it in its own, away from the bag because it is, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this with the oral morphine, but once you open it, it's a very leaky bottle, and for all those that have ever used oral morphine, it's the stickiest substance ever, it gets everywhere. Which brings me on to my next product, so face wipes and baby wipes, they can double up as both. I always keep these by my bed. I can't often always get up to wash my face in the morning. I like to feel fresh and refreshed in the morning, so I use a face wipe in the morning and at nights when I can't get to the sink. So these are great, and they're also great for clearing up your oral morph spillages or stickiness on the hands. Next, I have these heat patches, which I absolutely swear by. You can't always get up to fill up a hot water bottle. These heat patches are incredible. You can get, sometimes from the pound shop, you can get 2 or 3 in a pack for £1, so I absolutely stock up on them. These ones are Cura Heat ones. These are the single patches, so they're pretty much shaped, as you can see in the packet, about this size. So great for larger areas of pain. I also get these as well because for my particular pain I need sort of smaller patches, so they're the hand warmers. You don't stick them directly on your skin at all, don't ever do that because it burns. You have to make sure you wear an item of clothing and it sticks over the top of it. So it has a peely sticker on the back, you peel it off and put it onto the pain or the area. I have to literally live on these in flare-up, so I always make sure I have a massive box of all of these stocked up because I can't always get to a hot water bottle, so these are amazing. Next, I just want to talk about something that I've recently discovered is amazing for managing my pain. It's something that somebody recommended to me when I went to one of my pain management groups. I had heard about them, but I thought they were either not going to work for me with my particular pain, or they were just something that wasn't very good because I'd not heard of them before, and you know, you'd think people would be raving about them, but I've been using this for a week. It's my TENS machine. It's absolutely incredible for relaxation. I'm not sure if it really sort of gets to my pain specifically and really targets it, but it does very much help you relax, I think, and I just feel a difference just after using it for 20 minutes. I feel super relaxed. I feel like I'm no longer tense in the area where I have the pain. I still have the pain, but it's a lot less tense. There's basically 4 gel pads like that. You take off the sticky tabs and you place them on an area, and you pretty much have to surround the area of pain with these tabs. And it's great. It looks like a little iPod. I love it. It's a great bit of kit. It's very portable as well, and it just charges with a mini USB, so you can charge it. You don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that, or running out. So as long as you've always got the mini USB charger on you with the TENS machine, then you'll always be able to take it anywhere on holiday. Just a little tip: if you do want to take it on a plane with you and use it on the plane, you have to contact the airline and get a special assistance form, because they won't allow you to use it unless you've already pre-arranged and got a certificate for using one of these on the flight. Otherwise, just pack it in your luggage and it should be fine. again, goes on to sort of leads and chargers. Always make sure you have your iPhone charger and your USB charger next to the bed, and also that your bed is near a electronic socket, because you will need to obviously be keeping yourself entertained whilst you're in bed and whilst you can't go anywhere, and that depends on using an iPad or something like that, or even just on your phone. You know, we use our electronics a lot these days, and we don't want to have to be hunting around for our chargers on the days of flare-up. So make sure whenever you go to bed you always have your chargers nearby that are in reaching distance of your bed. So that's the kind of basic stuff out of the way. I have a electric blanket on my bed, which is incredible. I couldn't live without it now. It really does help with pain that I get in my lower back or on my stomach, so I often lie on my stomach and put it on high heat, and I just use that quite a lot as well when I'm in bed. So it is like a giant hot water bottle, as well as the patches really concentrate on spot pain. For me, the overall heat really does help with mine. I really do recommend, if you're looking at buying one, definitely get one, because it's a great way to keep warm, and especially if you suffer with any kind of muscular pain or anything like that, it is like pretty much jumping in a hot bath. And it's very cheap to run as well. I've read it's like on the lowest setting it's something like £1 a night with electric, so it is very cheap. Also, if you're like me and you feel sometimes a bit down after a few days because you haven't been able to get out of bed, I like to keep my makeup by the side of my bed. Often use my little mirror and my makeup and just experiment with different looks. It's just something that keeps me occupied, and I like doing it, and I can sort of take them off with my face wipes and try a different look. It's something that I'm really interested in anyway, like makeup and trying out different eyeshadows and different styles of makeup, really. So that's what I like to do, so I keep that by the side of my bed. Also, I just think it makes you feel so much better if you just wake up one day and you want to put makeup on, even if you're not going anywhere. Just even if you want to be a bit vain or take some selfies or something, and just pretend you're not in bed, you know, like just live differently for a day, or just, you know, pretend you're somewhere different. You know, it really does help. I don't always have the energy to put makeup on most days, but you know, when I'm stuck in bed, it's something to do, and just entertainment things really. So like I said, whether you have an iPad, you know, keep that by the side of the bed, your phone, your laptop, or even a good book. I'm starting to read this Rita Rogers' Soulmates at the moment, which my mum gave me. It's a great book to just pick up, and it's quite, I like reading old books because I get quite a lot of arthritis in my left hand here, and I get very sort of uncomfortable holding a book like that. But this one is really lovely. It's well read and it's really easy to hold open. It's not one of those stiff sort of hardback books. So yeah, loving this. It's really comfortable to read. That, or invest in a Audible membership, which is an online audiobook software where you can listen to different books and listen to them narrated if that's what you prefer, if you're not really a big book reader. Also, you can tie that in with relaxation. You can lie down with your headphones on and just lie back and listen to a book. And as a lot of people know who get chronic fatigue after their chronic pain, fatigue, you can't sleep with it. It's just sheer tiredness, and you often find yourself staring at the ceiling and you get so bored. So audiobooks are fantastic, just to have something in your ear, something else to take your mind off the pain, where you are just forced into lying there for long periods of time, because sometimes we don't even have the energy to hold up a book or hold a phone or even an iPad. So yeah, I really swear by Audible, and I do like to read a good book sometimes as well, so good to keep a good book, or 2 or 3 maybe, by your bed, depending on how fast you like to read. This is something that I found completely so valuable in my time suffering with my chronic pain and my chronic illness. I invested in an eye mask, which is this one is from The Works, or no, it's from Primark actually. This one is from Primark, and it's got llamas on it, which are one of my favourite animals, and it's even got little llama ears, which I find so cute. It's also got a nice sort of fleece soft padding, so it's really soft on your eyes. I find these are essential for sleeping in the day when the daylight keeps you awake, because naturally you're supposed to be awake in the day and sleeping at night, and it's not always the case with chronic illnesses and chronic pain. Me certainly, I'm always up awake through the night with chronic pain. It's one of my worst times for my pain, and early in the morning, so I don't tend to catch up on my sleep until later in the day. So sometimes I can be very nocturnal and need help blocking out the light with one of these masks, so I find these amazing. Also, just a basic pair of earplugs as well help because of the every day-to-day sounds. Like I live in the middle of a sort of town and city with lots of noises going on, and also I live in a flat, so I can hear my neighbours in the day, so earplugs are also essential. I can't sleep without them now, even at night, to be honest. I'm so used to blocking out the sound. I find them really useful. Something else quite simple as well, obviously you're living in your pyjamas, spending a night and a day in them, and I personally like to change them every day. I don't like to stay in the pyjamas for a couple of days. I feel disgusting. It's just really nice just to put a fresh pair of pyjamas on. So I've just actually bought some new ones, so they're in the packet, but yeah, just a fresh pair of pyjamas just folded up next to your bed. I always have 3 or 4 pairs by the side of my bed because I keep them mainly in the drawer over there. I must think about changing them over because it would make sense to have all my pyjamas in my bedside table because they're all within reach then. So yeah, an extra pair of pyjamas or 2 by the bed comes in very handy. Something for me personally as well, I like to light a candle by the side of my bed if I'm awake in the day reading a book or listening to music or listening to an audiobook. Just a different lovely smelling candle. This is a holly and berry scented candle. It smells like Christmas. It smells lovely. My favourite smell. Just the change in the air and the smells every now and then just gives you a little bit more of a change and just makes you feel like you're not so in the same surroundings. You're not stuck sort of with the same smells, the same sounds, the same repetitive things. So just a different smelling candle every few days. Yeah, absolutely great. I always find that so handy. Tissues, obviously essential. I have these little mini packs of tissues. They're so cute. They're like great for handbag size, and they're great for keeping a few in your box by the side of your bed. I always get some with different patterns and pretty colours on because it's just something different to look at. It's pretty. I don't like boring tissues, so I've got some nice seahorse and sea themed tissues and Kleenex. I think I got a big pack of like 12 of these mini ones for like £2 or something, so they're cheap enough just for things like, you know, blowing your nose or just to clean spills. Just tissues. Everyone needs tissues. Tissues are amazing. I am a big fan lately of pillow sprays. I find that they help you sleep really good, especially if they've got like a lavender in. My current favourite is this Beachcomber, and it's by Laura Ashley. I think it's only about £5 or so, but it's got a sense of, what does it say? Sandalwood and warming amber, so it hasn't actually got lavender in this one, but it really helps me sleep. I think just having a nice fresh smell on your pillow after you've been sort of lying in the same sheets and stuff. Also Febreze is really good. You don't want to be lying in the same sort of sweat every day, so I often hop over to the other side of the bed, Febreze that, wait for it to dry, hop over to the other and do the same. So yeah, and again with the pillow spray as well, so you're not sort of lying back on sort of wet pillows or wet sheets or anything. Yeah, those are just the things that help me get through sort of flare up really, and just I try to do lots of my competitions as well if I'm feeling up to it, if I can sit up. I am looking into getting one of those V-shaped pillows, so it helps me sit up in bed because I am getting quite stiff lately where I'm just using pillows. So those V-shaped pillows are meant to be really good for your posture when you're sitting up in bed, so I am going to invest in one of those very soon. My laptop is always nearby as well, so I can enter my competitions, which is my little sort of side hobby, do my bills, you know, sort out, and a kind of even just social media, just get me back out into the real world and feel like I'm not so isolated. I just advise anybody when they're having a flare up and they feel up to it, if they can, during their sort of really tough moments, just keep sort of texting your friends, just tell them, don't be afraid to tell them if you're having a bad day, you know, ask them to cheer you up, or, you know, ask a friend to come around and see you, you know, it's just do whatever you can just to not feel like you're alone and isolated, because that's the worst feeling, I think, is about having a chronic illness and chronic pain, is you do feel like you're the only one in the world suffering. And just by seeing somebody else and hearing them talk about their day and things, it just reminds you that you're not the only one in the world, and you're certainly not the only one suffering, and it just changes your state of mind. And it's just very important, like, we as humans, you know, it's scientifically proven that we need social contact. It's all part of our development and our, you know, human nature, so we're social creatures, so please make sure, even if it's picking up the phone to your mum or your dad or your best friend or your sister or your brother, you know, or sending them a text while they're at work, or just joining forums and stuff on Facebook is good. I would say try not to sort of spend too much time on the forums that focus around chronic illness or your particular condition, because it can weigh you down quite a lot. It can really sort of like make you feel like a victim, and you'll also want to realise that whilst you do have chronic pain, you do have these conditions, and as much as you want to rant and moan about it all the time, you do have a life as well, and it will get better. These flare-ups do get better, even if they last a long time. You know, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there is a time when you will feel better, and you just have to hang on to that. So as normal as you make yourself feel, and as much as you can change the atmosphere around you when you are stuck in bed or in one place, then it's great to do it. So just have everything in reach of your bed. Get some storage boxes. I use different sort of like beauty boxes. Where I used to get the Look Fantastic beauty box subscriptions, I use those and I stack them up by my bed with different things in, like my heat patches and my face wipes and things like that. So yeah, just storage, and making it very tidy is very important, but also very accessible, just so it's not too cluttered, but where you are easy reach of everything, because a lot of people will relate. It is very difficult to get out of bed when you are in such a severe flare-up. So I hope this helps somehow. I hope that maybe you can share your tips with me. Please leave a comment down below if you have any tips to add, or what you do, or how you manage your flare-ups. I'd be really interested to know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Bye.